fruits, vegetables, bread fresh from the oven. Treat yourself.
Where did I put that?
Apples, dates, bananas, the freshest fruits right from the farmer's coast and Duneville. Walk blessed. What can I do for you? What, you're asking me? I'm flattered. But let me think. My grandfather always used to read to us from this old book, Myths and Legends. I think one of the former Archmagisters of the Order wrote it, and there were all kinds of tales about those mythical creatures that apparently roam Enderal. Grandpa always said they were just tales, but who knows? You should go to the library. Maybe they still have a volume of that book there. May your path always be even.
Such genius! Such genius! Fine.
Midnight.
Walk blessed.
Oh, hello. I haven't
Hey,
seen you around.
wait a minute.
Here. Just take a look around. Tell me if you
Never
see anything
mind.
you like.
Oh, you're an Outlander, aren't you? From Orazio. Your skin, it looks, different.
Yeah, that should be it.
Narum, you say? Huh. But still, your mother must have told you a lot about her homeland, didn't she? Is it true that Orazilian people are, well, divided? That they are the civilized who worship the Lightborn and the savages in the steppes? Oh, once this chaos in the world is over, I want to go travel
Potatoes,
myself.
garlic, radish.
Who
Oh,
knows?
yes.
Maybe a captain will hire me as a deckhand.
Sensual and
Anyway, thanks for your time. Walk blessed.
Madame?
Walk blessed. What can I do for you?
Hey, you're an adventurer, aren't you? Move along. Stories to tell. Yeah, as if. Hello.
A penny, madame. Please, just one penny.
Madame.
Walk blessed, madame. Potatoes, garlic, radish. Yeah, that should be it.
Walk blessed. What can I do for you?
In the shackles of lust, presented by the poet.
On rocks I stood.
Just where did I put it? Is it important?
Greetings. Walk blessed.
you doing here?
Oh, you're an Outlander, aren't you? From Araziel. Your skin, it looks... I mean, no offense, really. I'm just... well... Naram, is it true that Arazelian people... Oh, you know, once this chaos in the world is over, I want to go travel myself. Who knows? Maybe a captain will hire me as a deckhand. Anyway, thanks for your time. Walk blessed.
Mm-hmm.
Work, work, work. A penny, madame. Please, just one penny.
Hmm?
Hmm?
An outlander. What are you doing in this part of the city? Shouldn't you be, I don't know, somewhere else?
Oh shit. I have to remember that.
You're here. Well, isn't this a pleasant surprise?
It certainly is. How are you faring?
Fine. And you?
I have never been better, thank you. I'm
Keep
afraid
walking.
I am not.
I can't believe it. Scarag leather, you say? What has become of this world?
My words exactly, madame. My words exactly. Anyway, duty calls. I will be. You must come
What?
in. Have a cup of
Did you say something?
someday.
No, I'm perfectly fine. This is a grave, and I'm kneeling in front of it. I couldn't be better. I'm sorry. You didn't deserve that. I don't know whether I'm coming or going. My sister, Gadia. don't know if you've heard about it, but there was this incident in the temple. The Red Madness. And you've heard about it. My sister. She was a novice, just as I am. And she... You know, she met this boy. He was only of the manufacturer's path, and neither our parents nor the Holy Order would have approved. She wanted to leave the city with him. I called her a fool. I told her that it was our path to serve the Order, and that leaving here would be a sin. 3 days later, it happened. She sat in the first row in Europe. You know. You say it as if it were far-fetched. It is my fault she was in the lecture that day. No matter how I twist and turn it. This is how it is.
Don't know their place in the world.
Easy for you to say. Anyway, I should go back to the temple. Thank you for your words.
So, people just don't know their place in the world.
Huh? Wait, I think I know you. You work for the Order, don't you? Why are those wild mages up in the temple? Malthus, forgive my doubts, but why...
Watch yourself. The streets aren't... Watch yourself. The streets aren't safe this time of the day.
This is holy
Walk
ground,
blessed.
Outlander. You do not belong here.
Of course, sister. I completely forgot. Oh, Euro, you damned old fool. I guess I should be lenient with her. Here, I think I owe you this for your time. Now, excuse me. We have a lot to do here.
At the horizon. Thy name is my sacrament, and thy path I will honor,
Move along.
as in death.
Yes, that just
you. Good to see you.
What blessed?
Oh, yes. Sensual and sweet as sin.
Hungry?
Work, work,
I've got
work.
Walk blessed, my dame. How can Sylvan and friends serve you today? Would you like to open a personal vault? Or perhaps even acquire an estate? A ledger. Your very own safe in our house, which we will manage on your behalf. We will meticulously track all your deposits and withdrawals, and best of all, thanks to our very generous interest rates, the longer you entrust your money with us, the more it proliferates on its own. Well, evidently this was a metaphor. Just imagine that for every day your money rests in our vaults, we present you with some extra coin on top of it, as in appreciation for your trust, so to speak. Well, you see, this is a highly complicated process, and I fear it would be a matter of near impossibility to elucidate my response in such a fashion that you would be capable of comprehending it with your, I beg your pardon, most likely quite limited intellectual capabilities. Let us talk about more enjoyable matters instead, such as your money. Fine then. We use it to trade. We invest. For example, in promising expeditions or new trade routes. Now, don't you look at me that way. We have to make a living somehow, too. Banks do not make mistakes. Didn't your parents teach you this? Now enough of this nonsense and back to business. Do you want to open a gold shelf or not? Very well. We will need a 100-penny deposit to start with. After that, you may make a withdrawal or deposit whenever you would like. Damn it! I didn't expect this. But fine, how does the saying go? Never look a gift horse in the mouth. Here, this is your personal safe key. This way, you may access your shelf even when we are closed. To make a deposit, simply talk to one of the bankers or put it on the shelf yourself. Ah, and should you acquire any shareholdings, simply give them to me and we will allocate them with your future interest. walk bled with. And hello, how may I be of service? Of course. Of course. A wise decision.
Yes?
Hey, you're an adventurer, right? Have you been to, how do they say it? Malaya? That's where the petrified live. My dad told me that.
Huh. An arcanist, aren't you? Well, I hope your name is on the register.
Uh-huh.
Enderal needs right now are more wild mages on the loose.
No, I just put them out for you to look at. Tell me what you need, and be quick about it.
Hungry for arcane secrets? I have books, scrolls, potions, anything for friends of path-abiding magic.
Information? What do you mean?
Vegetables, bread, fresh from the oven. Treat yourself.
Let me see. That's not very much, but fine. A couple of moons ago, I had a really strange guy as a customer. He wore 2 sabers, like those coal people do, but when he moved, he was really swift about it, like he was some kind of thief. I think he was an assassin, as they call them. Quiranian contract killers. You can hide within a fortress, but they'll find you. Somehow break into your room and kill you in your sleep. And unlike those everyday scroungers, they know how to wield a sword, like Loram Waterblade did. Who knows? Maybe that'll help you. Walk blessed.
Boring.
Hello.
Hey, you're an adventurer, aren't you? I bet you've got a lot of stories to tell.
Greetings.
Hello.
Yes?
Huh? Can I help you?
I just don't respect the elders anymore. Not at all.
Noble citizens of Ark, lick your lips in untamed desire as the ambrosial smells of our
That? By Malthus, where did you get that? You didn't buy it from that cutthroat, did you? Please, let me see it. I need to know it's real. Aye, of course. By the name of the sun, yes, that's hers. And Vera was right. What? No, Bella, she was my daughter. She left us 1 moon's turn and a day ago now. Flesh maggots, she... A week before we found out, she had met this young man, you know? Oh, you should have seen her. There was so much life in her, so much joy. And then, all of a sudden... No, it just isn't fair. You did. I'm sorry to hear that. She was a poet, you know. She could play the lute and sing like no other. And she even taught herself how to write. Vera, my companion, and I, we thought she would one day travel through the lands and become a bard. Ah, what am I saying? I'm sure you have better things to do than listen to me grieving. But, in case you want to know how her lute ended up in that bastard's hands, we had debts. And only 3 weeks after Bella left us, a Duneville caravan that carried a year's load of iron for us got robbed. But of course, neither that nor our loss made any difference to that cutthroat golfer, and he threatened to get me thrown into jail if I wouldn't pay by the first day of Star Summer Night. Well, I suppose you can connect the dots for yourself. The loot was precious, and we didn't have a choice. But still, it felt like selling a part of her. And until now, we had nothing left of her, save for the casket. Her treasure chest, that's what she called it. She kept her songs and poems in there, and she would never show anything to anyone unless she considered it perfect. You know how poets are. And now she's gone, and only she knows how to open the casket. Aye, I should. But the casket was a present I made for her myself, and I made the lock special. It's a complicated mechanism, but, simply put, there are 4 bolts that need to be pushed in a certain order, and only then will it open. Of course, I could smash it, but who knows what would happen to her things. If I somehow destroyed them, I would never forgive myself. Yes, left, right, left, down. But that's not all. The bolts have to be pushed 12 times. Aye, I'm quite sure she did. Vera and I have ideas as to where, but at the moment I can't afford to spend a single day without work. Look, you were very generous to me. I know it's a lot to ask for, but do you think you could help us find the other hints? Ah, thank you. I'm not asking this lightly, but you seem like a good fellow, and that is rare these days. Bella loved this book of poetry, The Red Ballads, and there was one particular edition she always rented from the Ark Library. I hardly have any coin left to borrow it, but I'm almost sure she left a hint there. Aye, there was a place Bella always visited when she had spare time. She worked there. If she left another clue, it must have been there.
An outlander. Isn't this nice?
As I said, the offer stands. Just think about it, okay?
I will. Take care.
Huh?
Hello, handsome. Now you're quite the sight. How about a little bit of fun? As I said,
I will.
the offer
Yes, you should go
Just
into
think
the
about it,
Whisperwood and
okay?
see what you can
As I
find in
said,
the old fort.
the offer stands.
I'll wait for you in the Anderson.
Just think about it,
in my
okay?
old laboratory.
Take care. Me. Stew. Roast pork.
As I said,
Anyone? I will.
the offer stands.
Take care.
Just think about it, okay?
Hey, you came. Come on, take a seat. So, tell me, how are you holding up? It must have been quite the whirlwind. Yesterday, a refugee from another country, and now a prodigy with a magic great enough to impress old Bushybeard. Good luck with that. I'm quite curious to see how things keep on with you. You're different. I noticed that the time we met. Anyhow, tell me, what do you make of this country now that you've had some time to look around? I figure it must be quite the change from Nerim. Shoot. Yeah, I can picture that. You know, this is exactly the reason why I love inns so much. The sky can rain fire out there. In here, you'll always meet laughter and good humor. Not to mention all the good-looking men and women. Absolutely. Though I think I've seen enough of this place by now. Of Enderal, I mean. There's a ship sailing for Calais next morning, and as it seems, it will be the last one for quite some time to come. Who knows? Maybe they still have a cabin to spare for a handsome treasure hunter. This entire thing was more a coincidence than planned anyhow. The Order needed someone with skill and discretion, and I was around. End of story. I never intended to stick around for much longer. Heck, me as an ambassador of the Holy Order, could you imagine that? Not one step further, O fair maiden. Drop your garment so we may both bathe in Malthus's holy light. Actually not that bad, don't you think? Oh, you're too kind. But you know, at the end of the day, I guess I'd probably lack both the pathos and the idealism for such a profession. You know, I'm aware of how these esteemed keepers up there talk about sellswords like me. I could save 30 virgins from a Myrodon rampage. At the end of the day, they'd always say I did it for the money, because I wanted to bed the women, or whatever. I'm driven by inferior motives, while no matter what their actions end in, they are good guys, because they do things for the right reasons. If only they'd understand that it's results that matter, not intentions. What does the wise hermit say? Nothing is of less importance to the saved than the reason for their rescue. The only difference between a mercenary like me and a holy warden is that I'm at least aware of the fact that I do what I do for myself, and no one else. I'm trying to say that all those heroes and self-declared messiahs are no better than everyone else. In the end, we are all selfish, because we always act in accordance to what we think we have to be like. So yes, maybe the keeper saves the farmer from the bandits. But at the end of the day, he does it because he sees himself in a certain light. You know, the funny thing is that a lot of times, it's especially those who think of themselves driven by a higher purpose who are the really dangerous ones. They don't understand what drives them, and that makes them easy to manipulate. The only thing left to do for the capable hate-monger or tyrant is to somehow combine his own ambitions with the mental image of this person. And presto, you've got your perfect puppet, only waiting to dive into the next hail of arrows for their honor, their religion, or whatever they thought of this time. It's just so idiotic, you know? The world would be a much better place if everyone could just acknowledge that the only reason we're here is that we want to be happy. Yeah, seek bliss and avoid pain, as the wise hermit likes to say. And believe me, once you realize that that's how people just work, life is a lot better. Oh, yeah, I do. And this goal is called surviving. And if possible, to be able to enjoy a good glass of wine or an exciting night from time to time. I don't know, call it a feeling. But if there is such a thing as a universal point to our lives, then I'm pretty sure we won't find it within the pre-digested philosophies or religions most people believe in. And hey, I'd be the last one to reject this great truth if she were to knock on my door, naked and tits jiggling. But until then, I'd rather try and find my own answers. Really? I was half expecting you to throw insults at me. That's what people usually do when I tell them that. But I guess life is full of surprises. Anyway, I'll take my leave now. I very much enjoyed our talk, but the ship to Killet leaves before the first cocks crow tomorrow, and I want some more time to think about it. Well, it most recently gained a good-looking Naramese woman. Maybe that'll make up for when I leave. Keep your chin up.
Roast pork. Anyone?
Yes. You should go into the Whisperwood and see what you can find in the old fort.
Malfash's blessing, and our room's looking for you. It's Snow Ark Noble Quarter, but it's warm. Good. We'll open up the room for you. And our room's looking for you.
Yes.
It's Snow Ark
You should
Noble
go into the
Quarter,
Whisperwood
but it's
and see
warm
what
and
you can
clean.
find in the old
Want it?
fort.
Come
I'll
back
wait for you
anytime.
in the city, in my laboratory. Yes, you should go into the...
madame?
An outlander. Isn't this?
Walk blessed.
One day, I'm gonna be an adventurer. And I'm gonna explore.
Walk blessed, my friend. You look disheartened, and I have just the right thing for you. A visit to our gallery! Dozens of beautiful paintings by different artists, each of them a treat for the eye. Come now, for tomorrow you may not have a chance. Oh, really? What makes you say that? It's not like our country is ruled by a group of antiquated conservative clerics who care as little about art as they care for the latest trend in Chilean fashion. But no, you're right. It is unusual. But even a narrow-minded country like Enderal has artists. And those artists need a place to show their work. Which is just what we do. That's one way to put it. Truth be told, if the Golden Sickle doesn't decide to leave a barrel full of coin on our doorstep tomorrow, we won't be able to pay rent much longer. Especially now that my esteemed mother has decided to play hermit. Wow. Listen to me. A month ago, I would have been too proud to admit this. Now I shouted at a complete stranger. Well, what I said. For months, she's not reacted to our letter, nor sent one herself. And what's worse, she hasn't sent us any new paintings. Which is one of the reasons why this place isn't going so well. And in case you wonder why we just don't visit her, my mother was always a little... special. And where she resides reflects that. The Dark Valley. You'd do that. That's...
there you are.
quite the offer, to be honest. A word of warning in advance. I cannot pay you. That is, unless you're interested in a painting from Prince Myth. But I warn you, they're as bad as his poems.
Just report to her after the next muster, alright?
A little detour in a place swarming with undead eager for your blood.
Don't mention it.
Right.
Take care of yourself, boy.
My mother and I, we don't exactly have a... good relationship. But still, I need to know she's alright. You said you travel a lot, so you have a map with you, right? Show me. So, there you go. That's where her hut should be, at least approximately. Good luck, and... thanks.
Potatoes, garlic, radish. Yeah, that should be it.
Yeah, it's not as if I didn't tell them that already.
Greetings. Raindrops, red and small. Lo, from the velvet sky they fall.
Malphas's blessings, dear madam. Might I interest you in a ware from my most exquisite assortment? Malphas... Blessings, dear madam. Might I interest you in a ware from my most exquisite assortment? Well, well. Hard times these are. Hard times.
In the shackles of lust, presented by the poets.
By Malphas, what kind of armor is that?
Huh? Can I help you?
Madame?
A penny, madame. Please, just one penny. Some shifts never end.
An outlander? Isn't this